Okay, it's Uncle Creepy. We have here an example of a machine that was brought into us. It's a little bit hard to determine exactly what the situation is here, but the note from the customer is the repairman down here in Texas took it apart and said it needed a new motor. He couldn't find one, so is it possible to fix it? If so, let us know the price first so we can decide if we want it fixed. Okay, this often happens, and now we have it. We don't have any history on it, but here's what we got. In situations like this, this is probably going to be way too much money to fix it. As you can see, that it looks like somebody's got at it that doesn't know what to do. So, my guess is, from history of this machine, the main circuit board failed, and a lot of people will say, well, it can't be the circuit board because the light's on. The light over on the side where the needle is does not get its power from the circuit board. Now, here bobbin winder stop is missing. The guide for your bobbin winder, thread guide that takes the thread from here over to your bobbin winder, is missing. That part's not available. This is not available. The lid looks okay. Now this shouldn't have happened. Somebody got after the motor, and there's no question in my mind that this probably needed brushes, because it looks like an attempt was made to grind this down. That was done with sandpaper. You don't do it with sandpaper. This has to be put in a lathe, and that has to be turned, and this commutator is cut so that it's trued up. This was done with sandpaper. So, there's no question in my mind that it needed brushes. What it probably didn't need was a motor. Well, it needs a motor now, because taking all the wires off, these are all cut. This was done by somebody who doesn't understand this machine. And this happens most of the time. The bearing has gone out of the motor. And then we've got some semi-dead stuff. Okay. So the machine definitely needs a motor now. Okay, this looks like what was left of the hardware. Oh boy. The roller for your top feed lifting eccentric is worn completely out. The timing belt is also worn. Handle still in good shape. Tension regulator and the hardware is gone. And, oh boy, once I see this, where somebody has taken the circuit board out of the housing, that's not good. Because that means they got into an area where they're really not going to be able to fix it. I don't see any obvious damage. So this circuit board might be repairable. However, as I said, in this condition, the machine simply is going to cost too much to fix it, although it probably is fixable. My guess is, without looking at everything and trying to find the missing parts, I would say this machine is going to cost about $600. to repair it, put it back into its original condition. It's simply not worth it. In this condition, you just buy one that works for that money. So to fix this one would just be a waste of money. But that's how they come in. This particular machine was carried in this box, so it wasn't shipped like that, which is probably why there's still some of this stuff is still usable. So that's just an example of what we get here on a daily basis. So that's why we ask you, if you're going to send the machine in to us, contact us first so we can determine what it is you have. In a lot of cases, like in this case, I would have told this person, don't spend any money shipping it. But in this case, it was carried in. And we're not quite sure what the person that brought it in is not the person that owned it, and they didn't really know the person that owned it. Kind of not clear as to what the relation is here. So this one is going to end up as parts. And not very many parts at that. And might have some parts in the front wheel might be usable. So there it is.